Hey guys, I'm Rich from NeoWin. Today we're unboxing the LG G6. So this is a phone that I'm pretty excited about. I've been pretty excited about because I was such a huge fan of the V20. As you can see, I still have it right here. Um, Obviously, the G6 is a little bigger in that it's has a 5.7-inch display, but the screen is wider. It's 18 by 9, or little mini rant here. I'm not sure why they call it 18 by 9. If you're good at math, it should just be 2 by 1, right? I also don't understand why they use terms like 16 by 10 because that should be 8 by 5, right? Anyway, let's get the box open. So they sent me the T-Mobile model. They asked me which one I wanted. I said preferably unlocked, but T-Mobile if that's all you got. And so they sent me T-Mobile. So this uses a Snapdragon 821 processor. This will be the first phone that I've reviewed that has a Snapdragon 821. I've reviewed a few phones that had a Snapdragon 820, which is very similar. The 821 is it's a minor improvement over the 820. So as you can see, we have the phone here. But just getting back to the issue of a minor improvement over the 820, the LG G5 and the V20, which you just saw, they use the Snapdragon 820. So we're not going to see huge performance improvements in the G6. So I'm hoping that they make up for that in other areas of the phone because we're at a time when performance on smartphones is pretty good. We don't need that Snapdragon 835 really, although that gigabit LTE modem would be nice. So let's zoom in a little bit. You can see we have the metallic back here, which is beautiful. Although I wonder how it's going to do with fingerprints. Doesn't seem to be smudging up too much just from touching it. It's pretty light, which it actually comes in at 163 grams. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about the. I'm looking for the power button here. Here's volume. I assume that oh, it's the button on the back, same as it was on the V20. Duh. All right, moving on. Let's see what else is in the box while this is booting up. All right, so we're going to take this off. We have a start guide, which I am not even going to open. We have a SIM card, although that shouldn't be active. They said I was going to have to use my own service. All right, we have a USB Type A to USB Type C cable, which obviously this charges via USB Type C. USB Type A adapter, which I'm not sure why they still use these. LG included the Type C adapter with the Nexus 5X, which was probably up to Google, and just a SIM pin, which we have right here, and that's it. So we're back to the phone. It does feel kind of Galaxy-ish. It's got that metal frame with the antenna lines and that metallic back. All right, so we're gonna set this up. It looks beautiful already. This is a 1440p LCD display. We're gonna skip the SIM card for now. Wi-Fi is on, obviously. That's the only way we'll be able to set it up. And let's sign in. So we're gonna set it up as new. This is all pretty standard stuff for a NuGet setup. All right, checking for updates, checking info. So we've got dual 13 megapixel cameras on the back. One's a wider angle than the other. It's kind of the same deal as the V20, except the V20 actually had one of the cameras was 16 megapixels and one was 8. So this one is going to be both 13. That solves one of my biggest problems with the V20's camera is because you had this thing where you'd get these wider angle photos, and if you wanted to crop it, you lost more than obviously you had a if you had a 16 megapixel image. All right, we're setting up the fingerprint here. Lift and place your standard stuff, and the fingerprint reader was pretty good on the V20, so I'm not too worried about that. The one thing that does worry me is the camera because there was one thing that I really did love about the V20's camera, and that was it had hybrid autofocus. Yeah, we want an app drawer here. You have the option without an app drawer. I don't know. Does anybody pick that? If you do, let me know. I would love to hear from people that don't want an app drawer. So the V20 had this hybrid autofocus, and that included phase detect autofocus, laser autofocus, and contrast autofocus. And I found it to be fantastic. It's an issue like if you're taking photos in low light. Like I was at a Christmas party and I was taking pictures with my iPhone and they came out super blurry because it just can't focus with just the phase detect autofocus. And the V20 did a great job. Let's get rid of. Oh, you're not going to let me. There it is. All right, so you can see this is a super wide display. If we turn it sideways here, we can see. I just wonder. I wonder how useful this is. It might be good for watching movies, but it's not going to be so good for when you try to post screenshots and stuff like that. I wonder about recording video. So we're going to turn this on. Wow, so you can take a super widescreen, yeah, an 18 by 9 image. All right. Luckily, video is. Oh, yeah, you can take 18 by 9 video also. So if you enjoy that vertical video and how it shows up on your computer as a just a super tall thing, get a G6. Um, yeah, so that's that's the camera. There's going to be some cool features. Um, Other than that, there's not much here. 5 megapixel front camera. Like I said, Snapdragon 821. That's 2.5 gigahertz cryo with an Adreno 530 GPU. Um, and again, last year's G5 and the V20 had that same 530 GPU. By the way, despite the fact that the screen is actually bigger, the phone is smaller than the V20, as we can see right here. So if I put these side by side or one on top of the other, we can see that the G6 actually has quite a bit smaller of a body. So this is going to be a very comfortable phone to carry. It's pretty light. It feels pretty good in my hand, and I am pretty impressed with the overall usability of it. I am a little worried that it doesn't have some of the pros that I found in the V20. And I really think that the focus here of this phone is the display and the cameras because LG keeps switching it up with the cameras. Like I said, this is just phase detect autofocus. There's no hybrid autofocus here. Um, and LG has always used laser focus historically. So that's going to be interesting to check out. And again, this display, I'm really not sure what to make of it. So there's going to be more when I do a review. I might even do like a second impressions type of thing after I've used it for a couple days, but not long enough to do a review. But that's all we got for now. So I'm Rich from NeoWin. Have a great night.